Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Doc and Queenie Facebook Live. Good afternoon, Queenie.
Good afternoon, Doc. How are you doing on this glorious Monday?
I am just been as busy as a bee getting all of my Christmas, etc. together. I actually was just making some truffles before I jumped on here. And of course, if you were to see me, you'd see me with like my head cut off, running around trying to get it done. So, how about you?
I'm just telling you, 2 meetings down, 2 more to go, and it's just a beautiful day in the neighborhood for sure. I have been finding that people are, I guess you would say, gearing up for year end, and then they are also gearing up for the beginning of the new year. So lots of stuff is happening business wise for lots of us, and I'm super duper excited because this is always a very fun time of year. One thing, if you are local to the Kansas City area, we are on our 573rd day of fog and clouds. And so I know, I'm like,
573, but who's counting?
I know, not me, not I. And so, but it really is one of those things. There's no SNOW at this time, so be grateful for what you got.
That's true. We could be shoveling.
Yeah.
So, and
Oh my gosh. No
and in,
gracias to that one.
and in the past, it's been that way. So, yeah.
Yeah, it really has. Yeah.
I see that we have possibly a person that we know. Hi, Doc and Queenie number one. Would
There you
that be
go.
Queenie number two?
Yeah. You just never know who's going to pop on these fabulous calls. Facebook user is such an interesting word when they say that. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, but we definitely are welcoming you to Doc and Queenie Facebook Live. It's so fun every single week to be able to pop on these calls, honestly, and connect with our faithful friends on purpose from all over. I just think this is so fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun. And it's a lot of fun to just, talk about business, talk about the Chiefs won, and we thought they were going to lose last night. Talk about no snow, just stuff.
Little stuff like that. Yeah. So Collagen Queen is deferring her title to me. So that's the best news. And our dynamic Karen Higgins is on with us as well. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
that is always fun. So Mary, you maintain the title of Queen. That is totally fine. I will defer because there's lots of rooms for lots of queens. What do you think, Doc?
Oh, there's always room for queens and docs and doctors and
See, I know. Yeah, it really is super fun. And honestly, think about the connection pieces that we have available. Okay. We can still, I agree, the more queenies, the better. We can still stay connected wherever we are, even if we're not networking. That the final 2 weeks, one of my large groups is actually not going to happen except for worldwide, which is Happy Neighborhood Project. And then we're going to start strong again in January. And so we have the Women of HNP Facebook group page for ladies who have attended the Happy Neighborhood Project events. They can still network within our amazing Facebook group because Mara has done such a cool, amazing job getting a lot of admins on there to keep that group engaged. And then there's raffle drawings and things like that. There's so much happening online that people just never would have an opportunity to wonder, my business is down, my this isn't working, my something. There's always someone you can reach out to help you. Always.
Yes, and that's the beauty of networking. That's the beauty of HNP. That's the beauty of big groups out there.
Uh-huh.
And the people that are actually doing that and following through, those are the ones that understand what networking is. And of course we talk about that over and over and over, but it's true because how many you can usually spot a person that's just wants you as a number, your money, and they're not willing to put in, the time to get to know you. So.
Absolutely. And Doc, you and Mara actually were celebrities on Facebook Live recently, and I thought that was super fun. All of a sudden on my feed pops up, is Kathy Weaver watching? And I thought, oh my gosh, what are you guys doing? You never know when the two of you get together.
Well, it was fun because the behind scenes just to get to that point was very challenging. So,
Oh,
because
yeah.
originally I was trying my Facebook Live on the Doc and Queenie page and it didn't come up. And I got an error code and I'm like, what? But we did it. Absolutely, Mara. Absolutely. We did it. We got her done. But
Got
no,
her done.
it was a lot of fun. We had fun trying to figure it out and we had fun after we were off the call, off the live. And so, yeah, it's all about connection. It's all about it, and I take life lightly. Mostly. Yes, there are serious things, but enjoy life. It's joy, enjoyment, having fun. So,
Yeah, one of my friends actually had 3 people in her network pass away this past week, and all different states, like across the country, USA, and all different age demographic, that whole thing. And I literally thought, and she said she felt like it was stress, 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 stress. And she just couldn't say that enough. And she goes, I was flying around. And then I got notified of these friends, clients passing away. And she went, okay, that was my message. Calm down. And I can definitely understand that because we go a million miles an hour. I get that. It's very fun to be busy. I'm grateful times a million for my abundance and blessings and things like that. I get that. But you do have to remember to just calm it down a little bit. It will happen. Just, everybody goes in order. And the good news is, even with our order forms with my company, everything's numbered. So it literally goes in order of when it arrived. We will ship, we will process, we will everything as soon as we can. And it all gets done. Sometimes it's just not to people's specific, I want it yesterday kind of thing, but it will happen. And the stress piece, please remember, this is not a time for stress. Just breathe and enjoy.
Yes, ma'am. So, would you like to know the National Day of?
Speaking of no stress. Okay. I don't know if I'm ready for this, but sure, give it a shot.
You're going to love these, for weeks on end of just really poor subject matter. These are some really good ones. Of course, I don't have any background to.
That's okay. Let's hear it. I didn't know they were good ones.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure about this first one, but I'm sure we'll get some ground off of it.
Okay.
Happy National Ding-a-ling Day.
Ding-a-ling. Oh my. Okay. I'll let you take that one.
I don't know. We'll just move on. Next one is National Ambrosia Day.
Okay.
Which I've never had it. It doesn't look appealing to me, from the pictures I've seen of it, and I've seen it in person. It's just.
So is it that salad stuff that's got oranges and stuff in it with coconut? Okay. Actually, I don't want you to faint or anything, but this was my daughter's favorite for a while. And so I got the recipe from my mother-in-law and actually created it in my kitchen. And needless to say, that went home with her. But let me see what it looks like when you type it in. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's it. Ugh. Okay. But yeah, all my teeth are it's so sweet. I can hardly even imagine.
I was never one for, it's funny. I like coconut milk and coconut water, but I was never one to eat coconut kind of like that. It's just too much. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I snuck a little peek at what National Ding-a-ling Day means.
Okay.
While you were explaining. It basically means to call somebody that you haven't heard from in a while.
That's not where I would have gone. So, okay, good.
Me neither. It's also National Poinsettia Day.
All right. That's timely. Mm-hmm. That's timely. That's good.
And then lastly, it's National Gingerbread House Day.
Oh, that's cool.
Did you ever build gingerbread houses with your kids?
I refuse to answer on the grounds that it will cause my kitchen to be more transparent than it already is.
I know where your kids live, so maybe.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm sure that is either a memory or a disaster memory. But yeah, I'm sure I cheated and used graham crackers and tons of frosting, just stick it together. And I might have used a glue gun or two. You just never know in my case.
We only did it once, and the only reason we did it once was because we got it as a Christmas present. So we're like, okay, I guess we got to put this thing together. Yeah.
Mhm. I see these fabulous, elaborate gingerbread house things all over all of my Hallmark channels. Don't judge. And I see that stuff, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And it's not a good fit for me. My biggest thing, besides even trying to do the assembly, what do you do with it after? You're going to keep it out for a few days, weeks, months, whatever that is, so everybody can see it. And then, I mean, I
It's
just
kind
can't.
of like fruit cake. What do you
Yeah,
do with fruit cake? Throw
yeah.
it up against the wall?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Roll
And
over
so
it?
the topic is not a good fit for me. First of all, I hate wasting. And second of all, to literally have all that time invested and throw it away. And then even if you eat it, all I see is sugar. And so I just can't imagine. They're cool to look at. And some of them are so elaborate, it's incredible, but it is not a staple at the Weaver household.
Did you by chance, and if anybody from Kansas City is catching this, they would know, when you were watching the game yesterday, did you see, I think it was an advertisement for DoorDash. It was either DoorDash or maybe it was Hy-Vee. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce were making their own versions of gingerbread houses.
Wow.
You
Did
missed
not.
it?
Yeah, I guess I did.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
Patrick made his own gingerbread house, and Kelsey, of course, made the entire replica of the Arrowhead Stadium.
Oh my
So
gosh, that
it
is
was kind of
fantastic.
funny.
Yeah, that
So,
is fantastic. How'd you do during the game, Doc?
if I was an alcoholic, no.
That would be a good time to probably pop a beer or two.
Oh my gosh, it
Oh
was
my gosh, that's right.
I thought it would be a blowout kind of game, and I think they probably did too. So they rested on their laurels, I guess. And then Denver started coming back and coming back pretty strong. Yeah, that the last quarter, the last few minutes, you're like, I don't know about this. You guys are going to lose again. So it was many little heart attacks all through the game.
I like 10-3, tons better than 9-4. So thank
Yes.
you to Patrick and all of his dynamic team for getting that done, because it's like you guys are killing me.
And they also clinched the AFC West.
Yeah.
So that's a biggie. So yeah. So we'll see what next week brings.
Oh my
Just
God.
lately, of course the teams are going after Patrick because, of who he is and all of that stuff. So it to me, the past year or two seem to be more intense than they've ever been with the Chiefs. And I think it's because the teams, they're out to get him. I mean, it's
Well,
America's
think
team.
about that even from a business standpoint, okay? If you're number one or always getting the awards or always this or always that, people are out to get you, as you say, because you're driving them nuts. And so, I mean, look what happened to Tom Brady yesterday. And so it's an entirely, everything is cyclical, let's say that. But if you're number one, people are out to get you. If you're number 20, no offense, nobody's probably even watching. And so it's a testament to human nature. I want that number one spot. And Patrick's an overnight success, and it only took 5 years. As far as the Tom Brady thing, Tampa Bay lost like by a lot yesterday, and so that's what happened to him. Nothing
They
else.
got crushed. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but I mean, he's an icon in his own in football, and he got slaughtered by the team that played him, which I don't remember who. I think the Giants, but I don't know. But,
I think it was San Francisco.
oh, there you go. I knew it was California. Okay, and but that's why I mean it's the maybe it is San Francisco Giants. See how good we are. But the bottom line is, yeah, GOAT exactly. And so if you are that big in your world and then you get slaughtered, it's like, oh my gosh, what happened? Well, nothing happened. It's a game. And so it's back to that same drill. When Patrick is shining, which is fantastic, then everybody's going to go, I'm going to fix him. And so you can kind of see, and it's like I say, it's the same in business. Instead of going, oh my gosh, you're doing so great, teach me how you did that, they're instantly going, I got to make sure she's not number one next month. And you see, and it's just an interesting thing with human nature.
Well, and if anybody knew what Patrick Mahomes is like, he is like the least arrogant,
Yeah.
snooty. I mean, I saw a pop up the other day. He was writing out, I think he had 25 or 30 checks of $15,000 a piece that he was giving to charities throughout Kansas City, that kind of thing. He's invested in the, he's giving back. And people are all, so it's sad. Yes. I mean, that's human nature.
To give you an idea, and also for the disclaimer for us, how good we are at sports, I just looked this up. San Francisco 49ers played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Giants is a baseball team. So
Correct.
Good job for all of us knowing all about this San Francisco stuff. But it's back to the same drill. I probably know the Kansas City Royals and I probably know the Kansas City Chiefs. But the rest of that stuff, I'm not even sure what team, city, country they're from. But it really is interesting when you are so ingrained, entrenched, if you will, with your own city. It really is very cool when other states, other teams say congratulations. And yeah. Patrick always seems to have fantastic camaraderie with the other quarterbacks. It doesn't seem to be miserable cutthroat stuff. They seem to have a fellowship that is really second to none.
And that's a sign of a leader. I mean, yes. That's the leadership piece. The leadership piece is giving back to their community. The leadership piece in business is, I see you, Queenie, always teaching and training people on different things, what you've learned throughout the years with business and marketing and social media. And there's not a lot of people out there that you see that are successful that give back. You don't see that, which is unfortunate. It's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah, I don't, I say different things like those of us at the top of the mountain didn't fall here. And what that means is all of us can reach for more. And that, for me, I'm never finished.
No matter. You're a 14-year overnight success, yeah. Right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I'm probably saying it wrong. You say it better.
No, but that's exactly true. It's one of those things. I'm never going to quit. I'm never going to give up. And I love success, and I love helping other people get there. So it's a very cool thing. But that's why I say when you see Patrick on the field, the camaraderie piece is so cool. That it's not like this kind of stuff. Now during the game, obviously, yes.
Well, they're competitive. Yeah. I mean,
absolutely. And I think that is super cool.
Yeah.
But it was a fun game to watch. For those of us who have heart challenges, be careful when you watch Kansas City Chiefs. That's all we're saying.
So speaking of things, do we have the wheel today, Queenie?
Oh, well, you know what, Doc? How do they say that? You never know until you try, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see how the internet is doing today.
We had a little delay here, and it seems to have, slowed down. Like my mouth is moving along with the words as opposed to missing. Oh, see, I just said that and it just hesitated. But that's probably on my end because I love my internet service.
That's good. Say that again until you say it with you mean it. Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
All right, Doc. Let's see where the happy wheel's going to go today. Keep waiting, keep waiting.
Oh, word of the day.
Okay. Now, actually, this is the word of the year, I bet.
Oh, is that word of the year? I can't.
It says word of the day on the deal, but for me, that would be actually our word of the year. What do you think?
Sounds good to me. I'll have to change that, but yes. Okay.
Have you picked a word yet?
I have picked a word. I have picked the word purposeful.
Okay.
Not that I don't have a purpose, but it will help me with my focus and stay on track. I'm on track for what I'm going to do when I grow up, which I like to say that. But it'll help me become more efficient, set more goals, even though I've got a closet full of goals. And it's just it's a reminder. I think we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago or I was talking about it last week when you were not here with, what is Doc and Queenie's purpose? And then I had seen a Bible study that talked about our purpose is on the inside. We're always looking on the outside for a purpose. And actually it was started when we were created. God gave us a purpose, and that's where our talents and gifts come in to play and how we use them and help others. So what about
have you done a word of the day before?
We did it a couple of times on Doc and Queenie, but for me, probably not.
Okay, well, I was just wondering, because for me, that would be not only tons of work, but coming up with something.
One more thing.
Yeah, I would probably do it at the end of the day to kind of know how the day went, because my word of the day at the beginning would be always inspiration, motivation, training, teaching, learning. I mean, I would have the focus, direction, all that stuff. So if I did it by the day, I would probably become increasingly annoying.
I think at the end of the day, it could be, whew. Yeah, that would be a word.
Oh my gosh.
So what about your word, Queenie? What is your word for next year? Blah, that was hard to say. Let me try that again.
For me, it really is, I'm sticking to it, is succession. I have found that a lot of people don't plan for what if. And it doesn't mean what if death necessarily, but it's what if I can't this, or I can't something, or I can't tomorrow, or whatever that looks like. Who is your team? Who is your successor, I guess you could say. But that for me helps me focus on keeping my tribe tight. And that I have found having people that you can rely on is spectacular. And what if you didn't have them to rely on? And that's huge. All of a sudden, we do the punt and pivot. We've talked about that for several years. And if you didn't have people to rely on during the punt and pivot, what would you do? How would you get through it? And so succession for me is a big piece. And the reason I chose it, just like with this year, consistency. And one of my friends said, "You're the most consistent person I've ever known." It wasn't to thrive to be more consistent. It was to be able to share the consistency topic when people would say, "What is your word for the year?" And because consistency for me has been a huge part of my success journey, because I cannot imagine at all what my world would look like if I did not have my calendar, my consistency. And that way, when something new pops up, I can slide it into my already incredible matrix of a calendar and allow that time and focus only on it. And if I wasn't consistent, I wouldn't have that option, because everything else would be kind of messed up all the time. And
and with people building businesses, and even where you're at, your overnight success of 14 years. If you weren't consistent, you wouldn't know what works and what doesn't, or where you need to go, what needs to change.
Exactly.
Or yeah, consistency, definitely. And you teach a lot, or train a lot too, with the social media piece on, being consistent here and here and here. And always that extends your reach. The consistency of how you post on, social media extends the reach. So yeah, consistency is a good word, but I understand the succession piece too.
Yeah. I don't want anyone to be broadsided when all of a sudden they can't do, well, Doc, you know this, we hold a water workshop training call on the first Thursday of every month at 7 p.m. Central. Anyone in the world is welcome. Absolutely. You don't know about Kangen water. You already know about it. You already have a machine. You don't have one. It doesn't matter who shows up that's interested in this technology. If I was not able to be consistent every single month, then my team would not, there's no punt and pivot piece for that. The good news is, when I'm not available to be there, I've been able to have other parts of my team, and you have done it also. I appreciate your help as well, to fill in when I have a Thursday event on that very first Thursday. Seldom, but it's a succession piece. If you cannot be somewhere for a consistent topic, you've got a tribe, a team that can support you and take over. And that really, I think a lot of teams, groups, organizations don't have that. If the CEO of an organization doesn't show up somewhere, does the company fall apart? Hopefully not. But somebody's got to step up to the plate if a decision needs to be made that day, week, month, or even year. And so I think all of that piece is a perfect fit for my succession training that will start, of course, even more so in 2023. Can you even say that yet? 2023?
It's crazy. Yeah.
I mean,
You're
we're
going to be
almost
what,
ready to do Happy New Year.
You're going to be 28. I'm going to be 26. Wow.
I thought I was going back by tens. That'd be, oh no,
No,
I'm not doing 18. No, I'll stick to 28. Yes.
I'd stick to 28.
So your birthday is in a couple days. And does that mean you're going to be 26?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Happy birthday, Dr. Laura.
Thank you, Queenie. Thank you. Yeah. It's, it's my birthday week.
Yeah.
I told that to my kids and they rolled their eyes. I don't know what that means.
I don't either. Apparently you're expecting a present every single day. That's good.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah, that might be a fun way to celebrate for sure.
Well, it looks like we're out of time, Queenie. So I guess we're going to have to start saying goodbye.
It happens every single time. And I'm telling you what, it's so fun to be able to have this platform and to be able to celebrate with our faithful friends on purpose. Mara and Karen, we're super thrilled that you were able to join us live today. And for those of you watching on the replay, we love having you part of this community. Did you see that we're getting close to the 300 mark, Doc?
I saw that. We're going to have a party.
No kidding.
Maybe we'll have a whole bunch of people come on. Maybe we could do that and see how Doc and Queenie has hopefully positively impacted.
Yeah. Yeah, positively impact. That's good.
Then again, maybe we won't. I don't know. Yeah, or maybe they could vote on their best which video they like the best. The ones where we're throwing snowballs at you, or yeah, I'm like there are some really good ones, or our Christmas lighting ceremonies.
Oh, there's got to be lots of favorites out there.
Oh, I'm sure there is. But until next time, everyone, thank you for joining us, whether it was live or on the replay. Doc and Queenie Facebook Live, as always, Mondays at
high noon.
And I will always ask Queenie to do that because I'm an alto.
I thought I was a baritone until we started this call.
Yeah. You can reach out to Kathy Weaver, aka Queenie, at kathyweaverkc.com, or myself, Doc, aka Laura Christine, at kitchengardenexpert.com. And we're all over social media with those two. I was going to say tags, but I guess those are labels or names, or there are company names, of course. So until next time, everybody have a wonderful, blessed week, and we will see you right back here next week. Thank you, Queenie.
Thank you, Doc, and happy birthday.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye now.